Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, jestem Kark, a to jest Starfield. No i tutaj kontynuujemy misję, mamy polecieć, tak? Polecieć na Indium 2. No to do dzieła. Przy okazji skafander mamy tam dać tej Andrei. Ale dobra, na statek. Dzielnica zachodnia, dzielnica mieszkalna, dzielnica Awantu, dzielnica handlowa, dzielnica zachodnia. A gdzie jest kurde nasz statek? No to inaczej. Nie chce mi się biegać. A z kim tu jeszcze było do pogadania? Zaczekaj na pogrzeb. Pozostałe dni CU5. Aha. No to zróbmy może to. Czekamy na pogrzeb, a potem polecimy. Gdzie to było? Szefem załogi herbatem w porcie. Szef załogi. Co to za misja w ogóle była? Kurde jest. Porozmawiam z Walterem, Frankiem. Ja nie wiem, gdzie to, kurde. I znowu jakoś tak dziwnie łazi. Kurde, ja nie wiem, co to w tej grze jest. Same błędy. No, nie umie łazić.
Security scanners, chemical sniffers. United Colonies sure isn't taking any chances.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer.
Przepraszam najmocniej. Ale kurde.
Crime has slowed down since you started telling
To
me.
też nie tu. Może tam ktoś jest.
Trade authority deals in stolen goods. No one's doing anything about it.
Sara, coś tu się tak rozpędziło. Gdzie jest ten?
Hey, if you want to join house for room, no one's stopping you.
Gdzie jest ten bar?
Just that they saw it.
Tu?
Hello.
Spec od broni.
Excuse me?
Sarah Morgan! You know, I was
Okay,
mentioning
hello.
you to someone.
Oh, not this again, Nissa. I'm fine. I really am.
I'm just saying. None of those rocks you spend time digging up are going to keep you warm at night. I'm just looking out for you.
I'm warm enough, but thank you.
Hope life is
Ciekawe
treating you
komuś.
well. Let me know if I can get you anything.
No co tu się stało, że znowu tak zwalnia? Zdrowie? Jeszcze raz, z kim ja to mam rozmawiać? Z szefem załogi?
Hey, what can I do for you?
Watch your step, okay?
Emin Makor.
Careful. This area can be dangerous.
To co jest? Cześć.
Time to move on.
Okej.
Is something amiss?
Czemu nie idzie z tobą gadać?
You have my attention.
Indeed I do. All yours.
Wow.
If I can take a few things, I will.
Dobra, dostaniesz... Oczekiwa skafandry. Dobra.
Books. I guess it is. Do you have more books, or can you buy me more books? With real pages, a spine, the whole package. My book allowance is all gone and Dad won't get me more. So, books?
Hey, don't let her con you out of more credits. Her book allowance damn near bankrupted me.
Dad, this is between us. I like books about quantum theory and astrophysics. Or science. Or horses. Did you know that it wasn't until after the Industrial Revolution that horse speed was the maximum civilization speed for centuries? All of society was built upon horses. Imagine what they must have looked like for real. They look smelly, in a good way. Oh, Dad, you've made the best friend ever.
Well, now you done it. Now you can get pestered about books nonstop.
Yeah, a small price to pay for my education. Now, the important question. Pizza. Favorite topping? And please don't say cheese. Dad loves boring old cheese. Did you hear that, Dad? Meat! We have you outnumbered!
We could always get one of each.
No, you lose. I have decided that I will stay. You have the Cora stamp of approval. I, seem to have left my stamp back on Dad's ship, but imagine it there, on your arm. Cora approves.
I'm up for a little adventure. You better believe it. Enjoy. If you're looking for something in particular, I might have a spare.
Mhm. A, tu. Już ta gra się jakoś dziwnie zachowuje.
So, were you eating at the Sage Brook? Or is it just a quick snap from the Terror Brew?
Captain, greetings.
She managed to live back here at all. Bullet for leeches, get it fixed up.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working with you.
It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for anything that comes at you up there. Now, Manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite.
In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their first mission. Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there.
My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they were there. So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2. Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your head on swivel and you'll come home safe. Any questions before you head out?
Nothing too dangerous, if that's your concern. The repair suite's mostly just wiring and circuit boards. The welcome kit has some goodies in there I wouldn't leave sitting around when company comes to visit. But it's nothing some proper storage can't make safe.
I honestly didn't realize it had people living on it until we got your record.
Report they gave us seemed clean, no known hostile outposts. But I wouldn't say that's permission to let your guard down. Just watch out for wildlife and pirates. Keep those med packs handy and you'll be fine.
Then I won't keep you.
Make us look good out there, recruit.
Nie da się Sara wejść. Ale to zróbmy inaczej. Idziemy do loży.
Every time I return here, I'm reminded of the importance of Constellation's contributions to exploration.
No dobrze. Się wyspał? Oj, Sara, idziemy się kiwnąć. Co? Nie no, idziemy na pogrzeb, nie? No.
Constellation is no stranger to loss. Our own founder left on an expedition and never returned. It is easy to talk about the glory and excitement of breaching into the unknown, of lighting the darkness. But it is harder to stare into the face of the cost. That all of our progress is built on top of the lives of those who dared. And that we owe them the courage to continue our work in their memory.
Thank you, Sarah. If anyone else would like to say a few words. Thank you. If anyone else wants to say something.
thought maybe I would come up with something to say, but I've got nothing. So instead, I thought I would quote something that gave me comfort a long time ago. Is God real? The more proper question would be, is reality divine? Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison to the good? What is existence but a participation in being? For where the diversity of the universe inspires awe and wonder, it exists only in contrast to a simplicity so pure that it may only be understood as primordial and even divine. Our essence is what was imagined by its mind. But what we consider imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding that even these metaphors are like the tiny whitecaps on a massive surging sea. There's more, but those are the parts that speak to me the most. Thank you.
That was really thoughtful, Mateo. Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I don't often speak about what I believe in. It seems so redundant with how I live. But death is one of those occasions where it's hard not to look inward. Our friend is gone. There's no afterlife, or second meetings. No God in heaven that is curating a perfect ending for them. So it's up to us. We are what lives on. If the pain of loss inspires us to greater action, then that is the good that comes from this. Humanity is what truly creates our world. We are the ones that judge things to be good or evil, joyful or mournful. Let us take responsibility for it. Let us remember what we have lost.
Walter, are you part of the House of Enlightenment? I never knew that.
Yes, well, I like to keep some things private. However, I know Barrett would have appreciated the sentiment.
No, okej.
Hey, how are you holding up? It's not really going to hit me until later. Right now, I just need everyone else to be okay. Just don't forget to take time for yourself, okay? Plenty of rooms if you need to sit down and be alone for a while. We'll get through this. It might feel like everything's falling apart, but that's why we need to stick together. We all have to get through this our own way. Don't worry about me. Really, I'll be fine.
I hope this is all okay. Between fixing things up and sending out messengers and getting all the paperwork done. It's not much. I haven't really been sleeping much. I'm not having the best dreams right now. No, it's fine. Sorry, if I talk any longer, I'm gonna start crying. Could you excuse me? Sorry. Trying not to cry.
I don't believe we've met. Ajay Mamasa, former chair of Constellation. I wish the circumstances of my visit were better. Unfortunately, this isn't the first Constellation funeral I've been to. After 35 years, you say goodbye to a lot of friends. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I feel numb just thinking about it. I was the one who invited Barrett to join. Oh, he was so brilliant. Even if the rest of us couldn't always keep up. Ah, yes. I officiated his wedding. Ah, young Irvin. I told him he was signing up for a lot with Barrett, but he didn't care. I bet relationships in Constellation are still messy, aren't they? We're more of a family than an organization. All the former lines bleed together. It makes the losses sting harder. But I hope it means the time you had together was all the more important. That's how I like to think of it, anyway. He never mentioned that. I suppose he didn't want to talk about it after what happened. The colony war took so much from us all. Exactly the same as when you met him, I bet. All smiles. Saying just the wrong thing at just the right time. You don't mentor someone like Barrett as much as you let him go and try to contain the damage later, eh? Oh, yes. I was Sebastian Banks's protege. If that gives you any idea of how long I was part of our little club. Knew him, argued with him, tried to carry on his memory when he vanished. Sebastian will be back tomorrow, we always used to say. It reminded us that he was still here, in the bones of this old building.
Chat for a bit? Normally, I hate talking to people at funerals, but, well. You don't believe in the afterlife, do you? I mean, this might be the worst time to bring it up, but... Yes. Won't we all? Well, I've taken up enough of your time.
It almost feels wrong to be grieving. Selfish. No amount of tears will bring the dead back. It's just easier to feel guilty, if you'll excuse me.
I've got lifetime's worth of books and videos to occupy me, so don't worry about me. I hope you don't mind, but I figured the lodge was just a gnat stop away. I just had to see it.
Mamo, chyba tatu.
I was playing poker with the Dean of Engineering, and he had this collectible revolver framed. And when he heard you were in Constellation, well, we worked together to get the piece clean and restored. She fires beautifully now. We, took turns sighting it at the range. As I was saying, may I present to you Sir Malcolm Livingston's personal sidearm. All the special modifications just as he left him. He was chair of Constellation about 50 years ago. Anyway, it's yours. Oh, I'm no expert, but he was some sort of wealthy entrepreneur. Near the end of his life, he grew fascinated with space. He wound up being a benefactor of Constellation and chaired it before he died. The stories make him seem colorful. I think I'd like him. I hope it keeps you safe. If not, maybe get a good place for it on a mantle. Well, we'll let you get back to it, but, Miss Noel said we could look around a little first. Ms. Noel, would it be all right if I brought cookies next time?
Actually, Mr. Cookies? What type?
I make a mean snickerdoodle.
Yes, I, think that would be quite alright.
Wasku, z tobą też trzeba pogadać?
Has suffered losses before, although none quite so violently. I am told these types of gatherings are a sad occasion. That assumption appears to be correct. No, I don't. I'm programmed to analyze sensory and biometric data, so I can cross-reference. But I do not feel, as you seem to imply. I appreciate you verifying my analysis, although I am certain my thanks will do little to improve your current psychological trauma. If you would like, though, I can add some consoling language to my programming. Very well.
Hi. No. And don't keep asking. I'm not gonna be, alright? Everything's worse now. Is talking supposed to make us all feel better? Is that why we're all here? It's just... it doesn't change anything, does it? I just feel like I want to be a million light years away from everyone. I want to be alone for a while, okay?
Everyone is in mourning. I understand, but I cannot quite share in their emotion. After the shock of what happened faded, I have felt nothing else. Just a numbness. I have seen death. I have lost people I considered close. But this is... it is not the same. I cannot explain why. I am not sure I am making sense. I am not sure I agree, but now is hardly the time to debate it. If you are free soon, could we talk? I am reminded of how different Constellation works compared to what I am used to. I am sorry. My head is swimming.
Is it quieter in the lodge, or is it just me? I guess it's good to be in fashion. You know, there's an old Aquila story about two pioneers who got lost trying to find a new frontier to settle. One of them takes ill. Clear he's not gonna make it, he turns to his partner and says, "Don't bury me. Let the ground take what it's due. I'd rather be a ghost chasing after you than walk through the pearly gates knowing an eternity of loneliness until you get there." Sad story, huh? You look after yourself. Lodge sure feels like a lonelier place.
Drink? Pour one out to the blackest sea? Two old friends. May their ghosts go past the edges of space, to the great beyond. I...
Okay.
This is harder than I expected.
Idziemy się drzemnąć chwilę. To nie tu. Dobra. Okej, i co to mamy na radarze? Aha, wyjść. A to wychodzimy.
Of all the places we've lived, this is my favorite. I'm planning a grocery run later. Might get some things you like. I missed you so much, darling.
Hello.
Masko, a co ty tu robisz? Nie, myślę, zróbmy może tu misję, a potem z powrotem wrócimy do wątku głównego. Okej. Gdzie my to mamy lecieć? A tu gdzieś. I co? I jak się tam przesunąć? To co? Kontakt czujnika. No to zobaczmy, polećmy może tu. Dobra, nikogo tu nie mamy. Arkany. No to lądujemy.
Landing site is good to go.
Yeah, what is it? Ever since we talked about the Battle of Cassiopeia, I can't get what happened out of my mind. I know, but that's not the point. This isn't about fault. This is about closure. Until I return to Cassiopeia, I'll never be able to put this to rest. The last time I saw my crew, their escape shuttle was headed for the planet's surface. I need to find the wreckage, to ensure their memories are honored. I would like that. Actually, I need that. One problem, though. Pinpointing the crew's shuttle wreckage is going to be like trying to find a grain of salt in a sandbox. I think we need to start by locating my old campsite on Cassiopeia 1. Shortly after I evacuated, I saw the ship come apart. The UC listed it as lost, so I assume the Dauntless was completely destroyed. The Dauntless took heavy fire to the docking section during the battle. We had 3 shuttles. One was destroyed, and the other 2 were damaged. There was no other way off the ship. Lucky. Compared to my crew, I hit the goddamn jackpot. Still, I'll never forget my finger hovering over that launch button. Would I launch safely, or explode into a fireball? It turned out that my shuttle had just enough power to allow an emergency landing on the planet's surface. I'd be lying if I told you I'd carefully weighed all my options. Truth is, I was on autopilot, acting purely on instinct. My shuttle should have the telemetry tracking data for the other shuttle aboard. It should give us an idea where it went down. That's if scavengers haven't completely stripped my ship for parts. It has a breathable atmosphere, indigenous fauna, and maybe a few abandoned mining outposts. Otherwise, it's not populated. Don't worry, it's not as though I'm coming apart at the seams. It's the conversations we've been having. They dredged up these old memories, and they're a burden.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping. But I don't know the exact location of my survival campsite. For that, we are going to have to head to Mast and see if we can get the information from my old friend, Admiral Logan. Trying to protect me from dealing with the bureaucrats. Don't bother. I know how to handle the bullshit. Besides, as a former officer of the Navy, I'll be lucky to get the information. You don't even stand a chance. Look, I hope this isn't asking too much. Last thing I want to do is drag you into some kind of personal crusade. That's why I'm desperate for your help. Truth is, I'm scared. When I set foot on Cassiopeia, I don't know if I'll be able to handle what I find. If I begin to fall apart, I need someone I can trust to hold me together. Besides bad memories, I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it. Not yet. Well, you deserve it. You've always been there when I've needed your help. Why you continue to support me, I'll never understand. I don't know what to say. I've been so busy searching the stars for answers. I've overlooked what's been in front of me all this time. Something I've seriously considered sharing with you for a long time. Just not ready. Not yet. Traveling out here with you, I've discovered that friendships change by circumstance. I worked closely with Aja on long space voyages, so we became friendly. When she quit Constellation, the friendship ended. But I'm certain at this point, even if you and I were separated by a great distance, we'd never lose touch. You're right. I have. Hey, anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I know you have a lot to do. I really appreciate your offer to visit Cassiopeia. Hopefully, it'll bring me the closure that I've needed for far too long.
I have things I wish to discuss with you when you have time.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. No, it's fine. Go ahead. Let's head for New Atlantis. It's important we get to Mast so I can talk to Admiral Logan. If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. I don't mind at all. Go ahead. Logan and I have rarely agreed on anything. In fact, I'm fairly certain he never saw the true value in the Navigator Corps in the first place. When word came down that my division was being mothballed, I stormed into his office and, well, let's just say we had words. We haven't spoken since. The escape shuttle had some supplies, but those ran out after about a month. Fortunately, Cassiopeia is a lush planet with plenty of flora and fauna, so I was able to use my military training to survive. Honestly, it felt like I was marooned on that planet for years. It wasn't until the UC rescue ship picked me up that I realized only 10 months had passed. Sure, glad to help. Let's head for New Atlantis. It's important we get to Mast so I can talk to Admiral Logan.
Okay.
What did you need? I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under, unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them? I think none of us were expecting what we have found. Well, perhaps Matteo. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation? I cannot tell if that is a compliment or an attempt to avoid the question. I will assume the former. I have a very different background from the rest of Constellation. I carry myself differently. I worry that some of the others are unable to see past this. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. Why should I be? It was necessary for survival. I would not be here otherwise. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite. Jokes do not come naturally to me, not the way they do to others. If I try, it only makes things awkward. That is kind of you. You also have a lot going. I find expressing affection difficult, but truly. Thank you. I know this seems trivial, perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I have never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be a part of. Does that make sense? Thank you. That is reassuring. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I hope now you can better understand why I wanted to keep the circumstances of our meeting quiet. I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. I know that you said you wouldn't, but it is still a relief. I would like my contributions to Constellation to amount to more than violence. It would have been, to some. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
Dziołchy, same problemy z wami, kurde. Dobra. Co my tu w tej misji teraz mamy? Nawiąż kontakt. No to idziemy nawiązać kontakt. Ciekawe, kto ze mną wyjdzie. Basara.
Oh, it's nice to finally be off our ship.
Dawaj, Sara. Cześć, Wasko.
Hello, Captain.
An abandoned meatpacking facility built on the fringes of the settled systems. I wonder what happened here.
To chodź, zobaczymy.
An abandoned meatpacking facility built on the fringes of the settled systems. I wonder what happened here.
No właśnie, co tu się stało?
Something's been through here recently, but left everything in place. At least we know it wasn't the Crimson Fleet.
Zobaczmy, co tu jest w komputerku. Łopary. Okej. Coś tu fajnego jest? Apteczka, dobra, okej. Co tu się stanęło? O, kasa. Kasa. Tu co wybuchło? Sara. W męskiej toalecie, czy co? Czy to jest taką wspólną? Jakieś pakiety urazowe. A tu coś jest. Amunicja. Trawa z gołębia. Kanapa, nóż. Zabytkowa kaseta. No, faktycznie. O panie, rozwalony statek. Ale tu jeszcze musimy przeszukać ten... to coś. Warsztat rusznikarski. O panie.
I'm sure they had something we can use.
No. Kasiorę. naboje. Jakoś synapsa alfa. Siema, Sara. Stoi statek taki fajny. Ha. Dobra, potem się nim zajmiemy.
She has our best interests in mind. We should do what she suggests.
Co to za Godzilla? Dobra, apteczka. Tam ktoś jest.
Something's been through here recently, but left everything in place. At least we know it wasn't the Crimson Fleet.
Kasiory jakiś tu nie ma.
Seeing a meat packing facility from the inside is starting to make me feel like I should switch to becoming a vegetarian.
No, chyba masz rację. O, zrobię sprzęt mechanika, co to takiego? Aha. No takie łachy. No dobra, to... Dużo krwi. Ale dobra, spenetrujemy dalej tą placówkę, że tak powiem, dogłębnie w następnym odcinku. A póki co w tym dzięki i do następnego odcinka. Trzymajcie się, cześć.